days away from a major matchup.
In the commercial world, it's the pinnacle.
And we're looking back.
It kind of makes for a great day. So.
Looking back on traditions.
What's the worst food you can actually eat?
Celebrations.
Winning was great. First time I ever won anything.
And last-minute preps.
Well, it can give me a lot more gray hairs than I have already.
Right here in Northern California.
It's America's game.
In a KCRA3 special, Big Game in the Bay.
All right, we're just days away from the big game. It's not the first time the Super Bowl has been hosted right here in Northern California. Back in 1985, there was Super Bowl 19 at Stanford Stadium. Then in 2016, Levi's Stadium welcomed Super Bowl 50, and that's where the game will take place in less than a week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Dapper, joined by Sean Cunningham and Asante Cleveland. Guys, it is Super Bowl week, and it is here. Seahawks, Patriots. First of all, what do you guys like about this matchup?
Oh, I get to go first. I love it.
Yeah,
What I like it. I mean, to me, it's the quarterbacks. Usually we have star quarterbacks. These guys like a Patrick Mahomes, a Tom Brady. You've got two quarterbacks, one who's a retread, who's kind of building a new chapter with a new team, and another one who's just this upstart young player who could be the face of the league in a few years.
Absolutely. For you, Asante, what stands out?
I think the defenses really stand out to me. The Patriots have had a really impressive defensive showing this playoffs, and then Seattle all year have been the best defense in the league. So I'm excited to see how they match up in this big moment.
You played for the Patriots during your career. Is it a culture thing? How does this team get ready? I mean, of course, Bill Belichick is no longer there, but is the Patriots, is it just a culture thing of how they will have their team ready?
I think it is a culture team, especially with the way the camaraderie is kind of set up. In Foxborough, there's nothing else to do but be around your teammates, so I think that kind of bleeds into it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And for Seattle, I mean, as a new head coach in his first year with the Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold,
Mike Macdonald?
Exactly. Mike Macdonald is in his second year. Sam Darnold's in his first year with the team. That's a new team as well going on.
Absolutely. And I think Kyle started with the 49ers. Darnold got some confidence back in that year when he was Brock Purdy's backup, and then goes to the, Seattle rolled the dice. I mean, they gave up on Geno Smith. He goes to the Raiders, and Darnold just becomes his. And I think a lot of people thought at the time, man, this could be an overpay for a guy who hasn't really delivered much, especially in the postseason. And he's had a redemption tour. And I think, as Asante mentioned, I mean, that defense is so good. You can go out there and almost play a la Trent Dilfer, those Baltimore Raven years, where you don't have to do anything spectacular, and they're going to have your back.
And it's interesting to note, of course, Drake May, new quarterback to this league, but Sam Darnold just got his first playoff win this year, and he's
incredible.
He's a veteran in this league, but these big moments are actually new to him.
Absolutely, and he was able to do it against his former team. I mean, you think about playing the 49ers 3 times. You bookend the season with an open and an end to the regular season. You split those matchups, and then all of a sudden you go in there, you host that NFC divisional game against the Niners, and you play well. I think not enough people are giving Sam Darnold credit for what he's been able to do this season.
No question. And back to the Patriots, Drake May, a lot of speculation around his shoulder and if it's injured or not. They say, no one's playing at 100% right now. How true is that? By the time you're gone through an NFL season, how banged up are you as a player?
Yeah, by week 5, nobody's at 100%. Everybody's dealing with different nagging injuries. So hopefully with this 2-week period that he can get as healthy as he can, but nobody's at 100% at this point of the season.
What's it like playing for a guy like Josh McDaniels? He's the Patriots offensive coordinator. You played with him during your time.
He is so smart, and what was really impressive to me was we were willing to change our identities week to week. We would have one game where we would run the ball like 75% of the time, and then another game where we were basically no huddle, just throwing the ball all around the field. So the fact that he is willing to change the scheme and identity based on what he sees works is very unique.
What do you think he does against the Seahawks in that defense?
I think that they try to play what they call Canadian football. They try to skip third downs, because once they get into the third down situations, the pass rush becomes a bigger factor. They want to definitely try to keep Drake May out of those situations, because he's taken a lot of sacks, and I think they're going to want to try to avoid that.
Avoid that, of course. So let's just go for the predictions. Who are you thinking, and what do you got?
I really like I like the Seahawks in this game. I think defense is going to reign supreme. No disrespect to the Patriots defense, but I really like what I'm seeing from them. I just think they're on a roll, and just the path that they've had to get here has, I think, positioned them very well.
Sante?
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Patriots, no secret. I think that their offense has a lot of reliable weapons, and Drake May's legs definitely become a factor when you're dealing with an elite pass rush like this. And then on the defensive side, they have played really sound throughout the playoffs. They are not really out of place. They don't give up a lot of yards, and they have a ton of great pass rushers.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Seahawks. The defense, defense, as they say, wins championships. They got a great offense. Now, if Sam Darnold could not turn the ball over, it's going to be a big plus. They got a great run game, and I just, again, think that defense is going to hold them. So we'll have to see how this all plays out on Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 60. Sean Cunningham, appreciate you. Asante, thank you guys for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, back in 1984, the Bay Area was getting ready for Super Bowl 19, but Stanford Stadium needed some major upgrades. Take a look at how Palo Alto was preparing to host the big game.
These are the seats the Fat Cats will kill for at Super Bowl XIX. Super Bowl 19 is not going to be a game for anyone prone to splinters or bad backs. Turns out one of the things that's not going to be replaced is Stanford Stadium's time-worn benches. Apple Computer is donating 85,000 seat cushions to make the game a little easier. Rickety old Stanford Stadium is undergoing a $2.9 million renovation for Super Bowl. Believe it or not, most has already been spent. The phone company is putting in a 3,000 wire cable, which will be used for 1,500 phones, which will be used for one day only. This man has the Super Bowl beer map, the locations where two companies will sell beer for the first time in Stanford Stadium.
Anywhere between 1,200 and 1,500 kegs. Kegs. That's plus another 3,000 cases of 16-ounce cans.
The official Super Bowl poster shows this is going to be San Francisco's party, even if the game is in Palo Alto. To San Francisco, Super Bowl means super bucks.
The amount of money spent will still be at least 300% more than any other event in the history of the Bay Area.
However, along the rows of trendy shops in Palo Alto, the locals know there are no tickets set aside for them.
Palo Alto is just a quiet residential town.
It's going to
be, and it's going to stay that way.
That doesn't mean that Stanford isn't interested in Super Bowl trinkets. T-shirts are available now, along with Super Bowl keychains, butane lighters, and of course, beer mugs, super in pewter and super in plastic. In Palo Alto, John Gibson, Channel 3 reports.
That was a long time ago, but it was 10 years ago. Super Bowl 50 was coming to Levi's Stadium. In the days leading up to the big game, I headed down to the Moscone Center to check out the fan experience and more.
The countdown is on to Super Bowl 50.
Obviously, I wish I was not here, standing in front of you right now. But now that I'm over the fact that the 49ers aren't going to the Super Bowl, you come to realize that this beautiful city is the perfect place to have it.
I'm excited. I've been fortunate to take in a number of Super Bowls, to play in a couple. But I think that it couldn't be any more appropriate that Super Bowl 50 is here in this, if not the greatest city in the world, one of the greatest cities in the world.
A chance to receive a world-class fan experience.
This year, unlike any other year, there are a lot of interactions that are just so advanced in the technology.
A look at the NFL's past, present, and the future.
And it's just really highlighting the history.
A time to interact and really be a part of the game.
It's not only, the 40-yard dash. People want to do the 40-yard dash. They want to do a field kick, a field goal kick. And what's great about it is that it's for everybody in the family.
And everybody will see the game taken to a whole new level.
Coming to this one now in San Francisco, it's the hub of all the technology. So this is just a great place to really showcase everything that leading up to here has come to.
And even though 49ers wide receiver Torrey Smith won't be playing in the big game, he can't wait to share this milestone moment with his family.
I'm looking forward to having my own kid out here running around, experiencing some new things.
Reporting from the Moscone Center, Michelle Dapper in a Denver Broncos uniform, KCRA 3 News.
Well, I haven't aged a bit. Kidding there. When it comes to office sports betting, many things have remained the same. Back in 1984, co-workers were wagering on the game, hoping to win big.
Millions of office workers all around the country blew their coffee break money betting on the Super Bowl, including right here in Sacramento County. This site may look familiar, a piece of paper with a bunch of squares, numbers, and names on it. But if you were like Max or sisters Rose and Gwen, who placed their names on the squares corresponding to 6 and 8, you're in the money.
Didn't expect to win at all, and winning was great. First time I ever won anything.
What about you?
I went crazy.
50 per quarter.
What are you going to do with the money?
I'm going on vacation starting Sunday.
I found Loretta still counting her cash.
$50. I was surprised. I didn't know until I walked in the door this morning. I didn't know my score was 7-0. I thought it was 8-0, so I didn't know I'd won.
But most of us are in the same boat as Sandy, and that's out of bounds.
I've lost every year for the past 17 years.
Must be pretty discouraging.
Very discouraging.
Amazing stuff. But getting ready for the big game with TV, friends, beer, and food. We'll take you to the Pine Cove. That's about 20 years ago, where the place was packed with football fans. We'll head to the Cove next. And welcome back to our KCRA 3 special Big Game in the Bay. Back in 1984, organizers were expecting 85,000 fans to show up, bringing $70 million to the local economy. But the big game wasn't without some challenges, especially when it came to traffic.
The crowds at Stanford Stadium bring with them one common denominator: money. Estimates say $200 per fan per day, thus meaning that Super Bowl 19 can mean at least $70 million to the local economy. But crowds also present headaches, and with an expected crowd of 85,000 or so, Stanford has had to work hard to get itself ready.
Does it become a logistical nightmare?
Well, it can give me a lot more gray hairs than I have already, but I think the most important thing is the planning has been going on since the game was awarded in 1982, and we've been meeting with the NFL once a week, every month, since the beginning of this year. So every detail has to be planned for, has to be accounted for, and come game day, if we've done a good job and we've done all of our planning, things should be smooth and operate well, and the spectator should enjoy themselves.
The preparation has cost over $2 million already, with Stanford paying for new ticket booths and restroom facilities, and the NFL chipping in for an in-stadium Diamond Vision system and a revitalized press box to seat the more than 2,000 members of the media.
One of the more difficult problems of any Super Bowl is handling the massive traffic difficulties, and that should be a big problem here in Palo Alto.
We're accommodating 1,000 buses in our parking plan, and we're hoping to bring 10 to 15,000 people on the train down from San Francisco. So our goal is to reduce the automobile traffic, and in conjunction with that, we've redesigned all of the signage systems for not only around the stadium and in the stadium, but on the freeways, and there will be maps available in the hotels in San Francisco. Traffic routes will have been designed, and if people pay attention to the good work that's gone on by the Super Bowl task force in conjunction with Stanford, if they pay attention and follow the plans, I think that the traffic problems will be reduced.
The key phrase there is if people pay attention. People who've attended Stanford games in the past know that traffic can be awful. The people who stay at home, though, will see a great show, weather permitting. Portable lights are set for the late afternoon start, and ABC is expecting an audience of more than 100 million people. January 20th, 1985, 3 o'clock. It's a date and time to remember in Northern California football history.
I really wish the game were next weekend, and so we could just tee up the football and play the game, and we hope the NFL will be back.
Traffic then and traffic now. Fans were excited about the big game back in 2016. I spoke with people who had traveled from around the country to check out Super Bowl 50 in Santa Clara.
Levi's Stadium, home of Super Bowl 50.
Wow, this whole setup is just out of the world.
The Bay Area and the NFL raising the bar for the milestone anniversary.
Absolutely stunning. It's really fantastic. It's really great to have the Super Bowl here in the Bay Area.
A pretty quiet vibe around Santa Clara today. No media access inside and tight security around the perimeter.
And I see the security is really tight. That makes it more secure.
A lot safer.
I don't mind it.
But the restrictions didn't stop fans from taking pictures of the glorious view.
Venturing around, wanting to get a picture with the Big 50 to say, I was here.
Or an occasional selfie.
76-13 in total.
Business booming at the Super Bowl souvenir trailer. What one does a Niner fan go with? Do they go with the Broncos or do they go with the Panthers?
Personally, AFC. I got to go with Peyton.
Well, actually, they don't have any others in my size. I was looking online for different colors, and this is the only one that they had in my size.
The countdown continues with less than 3 days until the Super Bowl showcase.
Enjoy the beauty of California.
Indeed. Amen to that. Well, Super Bowl parties in town bring people out for all different reasons. In Sacramento in 2007, it was all about the snacks and beer at the Pine Cove.
We're here at the Pine Cove Tavern in Sacramento, where I'm trying to find out what makes the Super Bowl so much fun. Of course, you've got the game, the commercials, the food, and the friends. Let's go on in and check it out. Why do you think people love it so much?
It's everything involved in the whole situation. It's America's game. The biggest game of the year. It's all American.
Who's the cuter quarterback, Eli Manning or Tom Brady? So for my group of friends, that's been the big discussion this evening.
Well, there's not much input I can give there, but I do know a thing or two about Dave's Katena's point of view.
The key to Super Bowl Sunday is always figuring out what's the worst food you can actually eat today. So whether it's pizza, ribs, nachos, you just know tomorrow you're going to wake up with heartburn. I need lunch actually at some point, so if you guys are making a run, that would help out a lot.
But I think Kim Norvell really has it all figured out.
It's the combination of all of those things. I mean, football is a great sport to rally around anyway, but when you get all of your friends together and you have, some good drinks, some good food, and the commercials, it kind of makes for a great day. So.
All right, for some viewers, it's their favorite part of the big game. Coming up, we'll show you how advertising agencies in Sacramento were preparing back in 2009. And welcome back to our KCRA3 special Big Game in the Bay. In 2009, a company in Midtown Sacramento was working around the clock to make sure their Super Bowl ad was ready. We checked in on Bongo Studios as they aimed to impress viewers with their creative work.
In the middle of Midtown, inside Bongo Studios, a big deadline is rapidly approaching: the Super Bowl.
Well, you don't sleep. Okay, you get emails at 1:30 in the morning.
With less than 48 hours to meet their deadline, Bob Smith is mixing audio and music for a special Super Bowl ad. His client, the NFL itself.
In the commercial world, it's the pinnacle.
Making a Super Bowl ad is like playing in the big leagues of commercial production.
Every second, every frame is uber critical.
There's so much secrecy surrounding this ad, we can't even show you one frame of it. We can also show you the original storyboard for the new commercial. The goal? To promote the NFL in the offseason.
There's a whole season that starts the day after the Super Bowl ends.
While the pressure is great, so is the work that goes into this commercial.
I mean, we've had 3 different offices on board asking, can you put this track to this picture, whatever.
So with little sleep and a lot of talent, these guys work quickly, tweaking every last detail several times. They have to impress on game day.
This is it. This is the most eyeballs of any event that you could have a commercial run in, and it's certainly the most eyeballs of anything we've ever done at one time.
All this for a game where, for many, the ads are watched more closely than the action on the field.
All right, back in 2010, it was a hard choice for some football fans. Watch the big game at home or hit the slopes after a storm dropped tons of new snow at the Sierra resorts, including Boreal.
On and off all day long, new snow showers or flurries kept popping up in the Sierra. Enough new snow above 5,000 feet since last night that once again residents were digging out.
In the last 24 hours, we've received 6 to 8 inches of fresh snow.
The big question is, with all this new snow up here, well, is it enough to attract people away from the Super Bowl to come up here to the Sierra?
The Super Bowl is hard competition.
But ski resorts like Boreal are hoping for exactly that. given this new snow.
Yeah, I think, the snow is that good. It's definitely a lighter, not the normal Sierra snow. So, it's the quality's there, and then people definitely should get off the couch and come ride.
Tim Hunt of Sacramento did tell KCRA3 conditions are prime.
Oh, it was beautiful. A lot of powder up there.
However, Rick Martin of Tubes R Us in Cisco Grove acknowledged.
Usually a little less. We get a few of the Super Bowl widows come up, but other than that, it's pretty slow.
The Levies, who are up here to play all weekend long, are hoping that the crowds don't come.
I hope fewer people. More room for us.
However, based on today, Tim Hunt says he is actually considering skipping the Super Bowl. Still deciding.
Still deciding. My team's a Raiders, so I'd rather be up here.
So if more snow comes, you're definitely here.
That's right.
Well, it won't be the Raiders this year. They do have the #1 draft pick for this upcoming draft, but this year it's the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Thank you for joining us for our KCRA3 special Big Game in the Bay, and stay with us for our Super Bowl coverage throughout the week from Levi's Stadium and throughout the Bay Area. Have a great night.